What's going on, guys? My name is D. Anthony with evolutiontraders.com. In this video, I'm going to be recapping my day one on a fresh Topstep $50,000 evaluation combine. So, as described, I kind of let you guys know I was going to be starting a fresh one. I'm going to be posting my trades. I'm going to be posting those setups live in real time in the community Discord at Evolution Traders. I'm going to kind of be giving that intraday analysis on, what I particularly think, where the market could be going, what I'm looking at, when I'm getting out of trades, if I'm pulling out of a trade too early or I'm pulling out of a trade a little bit later. So those things can kind of be followed along while we're live trading. It may help you, right? Because again, I'm a human being. I'm normal. I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. And today I made mistakes. I broke trading rules. Now I was able to finish the day green. Okay. So if I kind of just pull this up, I finished this new combine, this new evaluation account up $132. Okay. Is it anything to write home about? No, but my position sizing was small. I was only playing micros. I did oversize on the micros, on a few trades, which I'll get into in a minute, but the average is there. So the gross P&L was $174 on the day. After trade fees and commissions, it was $132. I barely scratched the surface at 50% today. So 58% of my trades were winners, 41% were losers. So again, not the best stats in the world. And that's probably going to happen a lot more than it's not, right? Because again, we all have strategies, we all have edges, and we're all human and deal with emotions while we're in trades as well. So that's why I really want to do this, documentation. I'm going to do this every single day until I pass this funded account, because I think that it's going to help people and it's going to help you kind of learn, what mistakes as someone who's been trading forever. I feel like forever, 9 years now, someone who's been trading for a long time, what mistakes do they make? Because you're going to see that the mistakes that I'm still making or that I do make are the same mistakes that anyone who's just starting off are going to make. So you never really stop making mistakes, but what you have to do is identify those mistakes and try to quickly correct them. The only thing that experience does for you as a trader is, let's say, for example, you're not that experienced. I can see how when you do go into drawdown, you don't know how to get out of it. Or when you do oversize, you're oversized way too big, right? Like I oversized today, but I still wasn't going to get blown out. Like I wasn't going to be down $1,000. It was going to be impossible for that to happen just based on the amount of contracts that I was playing. Now, some of the rules that I broke today, I traded too many contracts, meaning that I took too many trades, right? I took too many trades. I did take a couple of setups that were outside of my plan, meaning the 20 SMA. I was looking for scalps over under the 20 SMA because the day was going so slow. And there was a point in time where some of these candles, the range was only 7 points, 8 points. So because I was looking at these trades and I was looking at this range kind of be put in here for the better half of 2 hours almost, where it was nothing going on. What I was trying to do was take like a swing high, right? I would take like a swing high and then I would enter in a short on more contracts looking for to play the bottom of the range, and then it would snap back and then this, that, and the other. So again, I took 12 trades on the day. It's way more trade than needed to be taken today, especially for the P&L that I finished with. The first trade that I took, again, this is in my trading rules. I'm going to have to be more patient off the bell. So immediately when we pulled back in the pre-market and we shot up here, I noticed that we put in a 20 SMA play here and we confirmed at 640. I would have preferred this to confirm at 635 so I can get in. The only problem I had with this play is because it was so early in the day, I was giving myself a 43-point risk on 2 contracts. So you can see right after I got in, I immediately got slammed, and I got slammed for about 36 points at one given time. So do the math on that. I had 2 micro contracts. I got slammed for 35 plus points. That's around $70 a con. So at one point in time, I was almost looking at being down 130, 120, 150 right off the bell. And that's exactly what I did not want to see have happen, especially on the first day. Here's another note that I'm going to point out. I hate starting new evaluation accounts. Like I have 2 funded accounts right now. And those of you guys who know me know that I trade options. That's where my bread and butter comes from. So I'm an options guy, and my account there is good. It's decent, right? So like I know how to manage that. But anytime I start off trading new evaluation accounts, I always feel pressure to start off the first day, the first week, the first trade green. because the last thing you want to do is be so happy you got a new evaluation account and then you're red. That messes everything up because psychologically you put yourself in a bad spot. Luckily, I was trading with the guys in Evolution Traders and gals, and we were trading together, and we had this pullback come here, and a couple of people were trading this with me, and they had some small size on, or smaller size. So when it did pull back, yes, we were down, but it didn't really affect us. And to be honest, once we started to push up over my entry here and I got green, I got out for like 30 bucks. It was like $26 on the first trade, which essentially, you know, did it ever hit my stop loss? No. But like I kind of informed to them is I don't like the price action. I don't like the range. And if I don't like something, I'm not going to do it, right? Like just because I have a strategy and I have a process, it doesn't mean that I can't, you know, cut the trade if I don't feel good in the trade. Because for me, if I don't feel good in the trade, I know that it's going to cause me to make emotional decisions that I don't want to do. Now, we got a short setup here that did not confirm, so I did not take this. While I was in this trade, right? While I was in this trade, there was another long setup, okay? And I don't even know if this one hit. It was a 22-point range, and it would have wicked you out, okay? You would have gotten stopped out if you put your stop loss below your reason why. Now, if you are waiting like me, like I'm waiting for candles to close below my reason why, then we would have not got stopped out, and maybe you could have taken some profits here. So the highs was at 980s and this high was at 707. So yeah, so this actually would have hit here. This second long position would have hit for a 1-to-1 if, again, remember, if you weren't setting up a stop loss right here at the low wick of your reason why candle. So again, if you were, that's fine. That's good protection. Yes, you took the loss, but I'm waiting for candles to close. And yes, I understand that my losses are going to be a little bit bigger because it's going to actually get below this before I do close, but I'm okay with that. So like, that's just how I trade. Again, I teach, you know, put a stop loss, you know, there, or use a candle close, right? Like I prefer candle closes, but what do you prefer, right? I'm not trading your account. What do you prefer? Do you prefer to have that hard stop loss under your reason why? Or can you self-manage yourself to where if it does get under and it starts going crazy that you can actually manage to stop yourself out of the trade manually? Some people can't. They freeze and then they just watch it go down 50 points. Like that's not what you want to have happen. So anyway, so I was already in this long play, so there was no reason or rhyme, you know, that where I could have started a new one unless I added more contracts, but I didn't really want to do that because I knew my risk was already 42 points. I did catch this long position here. So this one hit for a 1-to-1 at 7:45 in the morning. The high of this candle was 989, and the high of this candle came all the way up here to 712. Okay, so this one hit, right? This one hit at 89, and the high of these candles were sitting at 712. So again, you got your little bit of a move there. But one thing that I was also saying too, and when we were trading today was, guys, if we're not getting our full 1-to-1, right? If we're not going to get a full 1-to-1, it's okay to take profits a little bit off early, because you can start to see that the moves weren't developing, right? Like they weren't really developing. So when you have things that are not developing, right, in a manner that you want to see, then what's 1 point? What's 2 points? What's 3 points? What's taking profits? If you're looking for a 20-point profit, what's wrong with taking profits at 17 points? Well, because it doesn't hit 1-to-1. I get it, but like you have to be dynamic in this business too. If you can see that the market is not really giving it to you, what do you want to do? Go all the way back red? Now, I'm not saying letting the candle go up 5 points and then you just snatch profits quickly. I mean, it's got to be there. Like it's got to be like almost there or approaching. I know one of our traders did take this trade. They made a nice little trade on it. So congratulations to you, because you called this out, that you actually hit on this trade and you made some money on it. So I think you took like 20 points or 21 points. Then we started to get into a little bit of a rough patch. So my rough patch came here. This one did not confirm. It confirmed, but it did not give me a 1-to-1. So the range was 19.5, right? 19.75. And I didn't get it. Like it almost got there and then it immediately reversed. I got stopped out of this play, okay, because it came back. I jumped the long here going back this way because I cut this play going back into the 20 SMA. Now, why did I not wait for it to close on this one, right? Well, didn't you say that you're waiting for candles to close over before you get out? Yes. So if you were waiting for the candle to close over your reason why candle, this is let's call it a 20-point range, and the low is 981. All the way over here, we get to 965. Here we get to 969. Here we get to 965 again. So the low wick where you would have gotten into this trade was around 80 or 81. So you would have needed price action to hit 60s before you got your full one-to-one, and it didn't. So it didn't really give it to you, even if you let it stop, even if you didn't let it stop you out or take your money early. Now, or take your money off the table early. So the only reason why I sold once we closed over the 20 and then jumped into the long, pure emotion. And the reason why it was pure emotion is because I was frustrated that this trade didn't really go and explode. I had normal sizing here. I was following my rules. I just took my profits off. I cut it. Then I came back in with a beautiful trade here where I took 20 points on this setup, right? I was just looking for those 20 points, and I was telling the people on live, if I can get this, if we can get the break a little bit of a high here and I could, get it close to that 21, 22 points or whatever it was, I'm going to take my profit. So I took the 20 points here, which is fine. But when I took this trade, I felt that, right? Again, listen to the words I'm using. I felt that the market was going to push down because we never really started to confirm. So when I look back at now my journal, I was playing the guessing game, right? So I was telling myself, well, because we did not take out the highs and continue higher, maybe this is a start of a downtrend, and maybe I can catch a short-sighted trade. So I sized up. I went 4 contracts. Big mistake, because when I started to approach here, I was down double what I would like to have been, and I prematurely stopped myself out, which still would have been a good stop loss. Maybe I could have broke even if it came down. Now here we go again. So once we got rejected and then we could not put in a high, I started noticing lower high, lower high, lower high, right? Am I wrong for thinking this, right? Let me draw this trend line. Am I wrong for thinking this, right? Because again, we're never going to be right all the time. And the only thing that saved my ass today was experience in seeing charts and playing a lot of, trades over the past 9 years, right? Like I know like where I feel comfortable to an extent. And then I know when I start getting way off the rails. So like I went off script today, but I didn't fly off the rails. Like you didn't see me putting on 5 mini contracts trying to win it back, or I wasn't putting on 2 or 3 or 4 mini contracts trying to make something big happen. I was still playing micros, but my size was just too big on the micro side for this type of price action today. So what could I have realistically done? Either shut it down here when I was up a little bit, or shut it down here when I was like break even. And I did go red on the day for a little bit. I think it was after this trade here. I went break even and close to red again, and then I battled back, right? I battled back a little bit later on in the day. But if you look at this play here, this one here, this little baby long position that set up, it was only 9.5 points, and the high on this was 993, and we got all the way up to 17,002. And I remember this trade specifically because we had another member in there, 2 members that were in on this trade, and it literally came down before it gave us the extra tick. Like we were like 1 tick off or 1 point off from getting that 1-to-1 take profit. And I got stopped out here. Okay. So I didn't really start to battle back until I started to see all of this price action here. Now here's where I went off script and I started to take something outside of the 20 SMA plays, being that I've got more tools in the belt, right? I've got more tools in the belt. Notice how the price action was staying below this wick here, and price action was getting rejected, getting rejected, getting rejected. I had a member that was trading options with me, so we took a short position here and we were going to use a break over this wick as a stop. That's valid as well. That's your risk here. As soon as you get to the high range here, you see that it's acting as resistance, you're going to short this back down. So when we got the 20 play confirmation, I was already in short. We got the confirmation of the 20 play. And what I was hoping to see have happen, because we pushed down a good 10, 12 points, I sold half of my size here, locked in some profits, and then we shot back up. And at this point, I'm just kind of thinking, you know, the market is not really giving anything to the longs. It's not giving anything to the shorts. What I want to wrap this video up on is that you're going to have days like this where the market looks like it's going higher or looks like it's going lower, but there's no range, right? And that could be due to holiday weekend this weekend. That could be due to a lot of things, right? The market's on a phenomenal run. But what I'm saying is what you need to get good at, and I am good at this, but I broke my rule, right? So like I was good over here in this time, understanding that we're not really making a high or a low. This is just going sideways. So what I should have done after the second trade was just say and walk away, because I didn't have the good feeling, but I wanted to stick around. I wanted to stick around for the sake of the challenge. I wanted to stick around for the sake of the other people in the room who maybe never haven't taken the trade yet, or they were still looking for a trade. But that's what I was looking for. And just to kind of continue to take those trades, and I wasn't really getting them. I was getting setups, but they weren't really confirming. They weren't really doing anything. And then I came back, honestly, at the end of the day here because I was so frustrated. And obviously, I got the 20 SMA set up to the long side. I told myself, let's just go, you know, my max size. If I played 5 contracts at one point in time today, let's go another 5 contracts and let's take, you know, let's scrape off some points here. So I was able to scrape off another $30 or $40 here, you know, to kind of build up that cushion in that P&L. All in all, I started off sizing myself correctly. I started off following my rules. I didn't feel comfortable in the trade. I got out. And when I got out, I watched the price action come down. I took this trade. This was successful. So at this point, I would give myself, I would give myself like a B+ rating. You know, it's not perfect. I didn't make the most amount of money, but these 2 setups were okay, right? This is justifiable why I got out, right? I wasn't feeling good about it. And this play was valid, and it actually hit. Like it hit for the 20 points or whatever we were looking for. And then when I went here, I got overconfident. So because I took small money here, I took decent money here, I got overconfident on this play and damn near gave it all back, right? So it's like at that point, now I'm in scramble mode and I'm in protection mode. So what that actually did to me as a trader was it caused me now to start looking for things outside my comfort zone, or looking for things to just try to stay protection of what little P&L I had left. And luckily I was able to kind of use some other tools in the belt to kind of battle back and increase my size and then go back down size. It's like, what I'm trying to say is that nobody's perfect, right? And no trader's ever going to hit things right. You want to know the only time where like you feel like you do everything right is when the market helped you out. Like when you got into your setup, it confirmed it went full take profit. You did everything perfect. You walked away with a big trade. You feel great about yourself. Guess what? You didn't do anything. You just you put the trade on and the market did it for you. Today was a day where you had to outdo the market, or the market was going to do you in, if that makes sense. So like I could see how people would get chopped up today. I could see how people would get frustrated today. I could see how people would maybe not take any trades today because they just can't get anything going. So like today was a day where you had to like try to pull tools out of your tool belt and use good risk management and use whatever knowledge you do know about price action and try to trade the charts. So all in all, I mean, we're up $130 on day 1 on the challenge. I gave myself a C-. I broke 3 trading rules today. I only wanted to trade 2 contracts. I traded as high as 5. I only wanted to trade setups that I liked. I traded setups that were outside my process because I wanted to protect my small wins. So I was forcing myself to take trades, and I just sat at the charts for too long. Like today, I really sat here, and I should have like walked away when we didn't clearly break a high and clearly break a low, because this really like drained me from around 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time to the market close. I sat there and I probably took 5 trades during this time, like looking for something, right? Like looking for something. Very stupid of me, because I could have taken a big loss, and I could have, really put myself on tilt. Now I've been doing it for a while. Again, this is an evaluation account, so like, was I a little stressed? Was I a little anxious? Of course, right? But like, am I like on verge of going full tilt and blowing up an evaluation account on one day? Of course not. Like let's not get ridiculous. But I just want to like kind of give you the inside thoughts, because what is someone going through who even has experience, who's passed these accounts before, right? Like I'm still going through all of the same things that you're going through. So at the end of the day, I just might have a little bit more experience to see things a little bit differently in the market than you, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to get there. If you guys want to get involved and want to join the challenge with us, the link's down below in the description. We'll be trading these setups live. We'll be, I'll be journaling everything live. I'll be putting up my honest feedback of myself. And I'm probably one of the harshest critics on myself, right? Like no one, like if someone was to sit here and say, you traded horribly today. Yeah, I agree. I didn't. I if I didn't finish green on the day, I would have given myself a D minus, right? The only reason I wouldn't have given myself an F if I was red on the day is because I did start off sticking to my plans. I didn't just like have a plan coming into the day and then get away from the whole plan from trade one. Like I started off right on trade one and trade two. I followed my plan and I followed my risk management. It's here after those two wins, which this one was a $30 win. It wasn't really that big of a win, but once I had these two winners, I got overconfident and I thought I was going to see the market clear. I thought I thought, right? Again, listen to what I'm saying. I thought, never think, right? Never think. But I thought the market was going to not put in a new high. This was a double top and we were going to shoot down. Now it did shoot down, but it like missed my take profit by like 5 points. So like what I should have done was just tell myself, just take the little bit of money here and get out. And this market's not doing anything. Come back tomorrow. Like I knew that. So that's the problem that I had today is I knew that the market was ranging. It was so small. Like the candles were so tiny today. So I should have left. All right. I should have left. But again, maybe you dealt with the same problem today and maybe you can see that you're not the only one. And you can also see that you can still battle back and battle out of it. You just need to have still enough emotional control to do that and not just go on full tilt and triple leverage your size. Hope this video helps you guys. Again, I'll be continuing to update you guys and keep you guys in the loop on this new $50,000 challenge. But hey, broke some rules, was still able to be profitable today. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow's a new day, right? I could give it all back tomorrow. Who knows, right? Or I could double it tomorrow, but we'll see. Stay tuned. I'll catch you guys all next time.